And like always, man, I start off drawing the underdrawing. And again, I'm trying to make sure the proportions of Mike Tyson is just right. Just right to really sketch. Even though it's a cartoon art, an illustration, really stylized, I'm trying to make sure all the proportions are down right either way. And man, I'm making Mike, man. Mike is Jack, man. He a big ass nigga. So I'm just trying to make sure everything is copacetic. And like always, guys, I pre-draw the face for time constraints. Sometimes I can be tedious with it. Sometimes I can be quick with it. But I just want to make sure everything is down pat. And it's on YouTube. So I got to really show it. So right now I'm just drawing the face of Iron Mike, man. And, let's get into Mike, man. And let's talk about my favorite Mike Tyson memories. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to choose from. I can't even, I can't put it to one. One of the ones that stand out to me, of course, is his low life when he bit Holyfield's ear. But all them damn knockouts, those one hit quitters he was doing, really, captured my attention. And of course, my biggest memory, especially as a kid growing up, was seeing him on the WWF, joining the DX. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, trying to get Stone Cold Steve Austin. If you haven't, that was my last drawing spit, Steve Austin, so check it out. So right now, guys, I'm a line artist. Trying to draw the physique of Iron Mike. Trying to make sure his six-pack is right. Make sure the arms. Make sure the forearms is nice. And of course, those gloves, man. The things that knock you out, things that put you to sleep. Man, Mike is one of the greatest heavyweight boxers of all time. Mike won his first 19 professional fights by knockout. 12 of them in the first round. 12 of them. Wow, if you watch a fight and you about to grab some popcorn, you come back, it's over. You got to use the restroom, you come back, it's over. Mike is the youngest heavyweight champion ever at 20 years old. Most niggas still in college. Most niggas still at their mom house or their uncle house or their dad house or whatever. Well, Mike was the heavyweight champion of the world. And right now, guys, I'm just trying to draw the delts, man. Make sure those polar bowling ball delts of Mike is nice. And of course, man, this is my line weight, man. Just trying to make sure everything's dark. Give the drawing a pop. Another dimension. I think Mike had a lot of big blunders throughout his career. But I think professionally in the boxing world, when he lost to Buster Douglas, one of the biggest upsets in sports history. Mike can tell you, he wasn't really prepared for that fight at that time. When you knocking niggas out in 10 seconds in the first round, who cares if you really prepare well? You got the fists of iron. You got the fists of an earth crater or something like that. But that's always goes down at one of the biggest upsets, and not let alone boxing history, but sports history. Right now, man, I'm just trying to clean up the line weight. I always use the line weight on a separate layer when I'm on this Photoshop program. Actually, everything on a separate layer, so to speak. Right now, I'm coloring the goatee of Mike. I always lower the opacity to make sure that I'm coloring in between the lines and what I'm seeing. Mike was trained by the late Cus D'Amato when he was just a teenager, man, and that's a guy that Mike really looked up to, really loved, and when Custom Auto passed, man, I think that kind of got the Mike heavy. That he didn't have a mentor, a guy that he can really go to. Hence why, the marriage to Robin Givens, and we already know that story. If you guys don't know, just YouTube it, just Google it. You'll see why. I think the other biggest thing with Mike, man, that a lot of people remember, like I said before, the biting of Holyfield ear at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, banning Mike from the venue, really, really for good. But I think the craziest thing that really changed history, especially hip-hop history, was the last time Mike fought at the MGM Grand was a year before in 96, which changed history for forever when Tupac Shakur was in the audience. Of course, you guys know the infamous fight, pre-fight outside of the ring with him, Suge, and the guys. I don't want to get into that street shit, but spit. Sorry. But yeah, and after the fight, man, Pac was gunned down and killed, leaving the event, which is ESPN did a 30 for 30 about it called One Night in Vegas. Was kind of featured that, so you guys go ahead and check it out. Hey, ESPN, I'm shouting you out. You gotta at least have me on. And yeah, man, just right now I'm just coloring, trying to make sure the lines. Remember, peoples, man, just color inside the lines. Make sure everything is nice, man. You go all the way back to kindergarten. Make sure everything's copacetic. Right now I'm coloring the lips. Cause make sure the eyes is nice. His hair. Make sure the hair is straight. Again, I lower the opacity when it's black, cause it's hard to see. If I can really see what I'm doing when I'm coloring, then I up the opacity once I'm coloring in between the lines. And I gotta get on the Bootsy fade, man. So another layer for that. I colored that in. I lowered the opacity a little bit, and I gotta give him the texture, man. I texture as black people, man, especially black men. I texture, bro. I mean, there's so many things throughout Mike's career that Mike has done that will remain iconic, man. I'm talking about, he got a cartoon show. He always been featured throughout, media, pop culture for the last 20 years. And I'm a big fan of Mike, man, since I was a kid. It's always be an honor meeting him. Most people say they scared, but I'm not, because I'll be on his good side. And Mike got a new podcast, man. It's been out for a minute, called Hot Box on Mike Tyson. And Mike dropped some jewels, man, and he really showed how intelligent he is. Most people think Mike is crazy or Mike is not that smart, but Mike is a very intelligent individual. So when he dropped those jewels on these podcasts, like when he talked to Bootsy, like I brought up the Bootsy fade earlier, and he talked to Bootsy, and that was just some real spit, man. Just talking to him and man to man, and just teach him certain situations and ways in life. Right now, like I said, guys, 3 shades of value, or 2 shades of value. Gotta have your shadows and of course your highlights. And your highlights make it pop. And right now I lower their opacity. I use a sponge tool to try to blend everything in, and then I lower the opacity. You want to make sure your art adds another dimension to it. And you guys, man, thank y'all, man. I appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know what you want me to draw next. Again, it could be your ass. It could be the president. It could be anybody. All right, man. This CartoonTaj, baby. Peace.